Hello, I'm here on Churchseas on this very busy Thursday afternoon. Further to yesterday's video, the Liverpool Echo, Liam Thor refusing to interview myself, politicians who I criticise not even mentioning on their social media platforms the benefits of cultural change, and especially Ian Byrne, my MP, refugees welcome. Exactly what does refugees welcome mean, and how many, and for how long? Well, exactly, they are all silent. And I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the reason they're silent is they know once us Scousers unite under one common theme of no more cultural change, that's the end of them. Because once people realise the long-term consequence and result of cultural change, they will understand then that everything they hold dear as Scousers, from the Beatles to Hillsborough, is at stake and will be taken from them. It will be changed, it will be altered, it will be forgotten about. Yeah, not next week or next year or maybe in 5 years' time, but long term it will, right? Do you really believe the new arrivals, the top of Smithdown Road, care about the Beatles or Hillsborough and its legacy and what that means to the good people of this city? Well, exactly. Do you really believe those now taking over Kensington and Fairfield, because that's the word? Do you think they really care about our glorious city, its past and future? All they care about is themselves and the culture and ways, beliefs and standards and values they've brought with them. That's all they believe. That's all they want. So once the good people of this city, my fellow Scousers, unite under a common theme of no more cultural change, these MPs are finished. Especially your refugees welcome ones like Ian Byrne, right? They're finished. Because like I've said, once the good people of this city, once they realise and understand the long-term consequences and results of cultural change and what it means for our city, our future, the legacy that has been, or should I say inheritance, that's been promised our children and grandchildren, and they also understand what is ours. We own this, copyright, no one else does. What the Beatles and legacy, the Beatles, and the Hillsborough and its legacy mean to this city, then these politicians will be seen for what they are, right? You'll have to excuse me now, it's really getting busy, so if I get one or two words mixed up or the wrong way around, bear with me, right? I get passionate doing these videos because I am passionate. I'm passionate about my city. I'm passionate about its future and what is going to happen. And sometimes even emotional when I finish making these videos. I walk away and sometimes I'm very emotional because I understand what this means long term for our city, right? Like I said, do you really believe those, the top of Smithdown Road, care about the Beatles, Hillsborough and its legacy? Well, of course they don't. Do you believe those that are now taking over Kensington and Fairfield care about Liverpool, our past, our present, our future? Of course they don't, right? And this is why we must all oppose further cultural change. And this is why it's important to vote for Joe Owens in next year's general election, where I'll be standing in the constituency of Wavertree, challenging Paula Barker. She's a refugee's welcome, like Ian Byrne and many others, right? All they care about is their career. They'll kick the ball that far ahead. By the time they catch up with it, they're out of office and someone else's problem, right? Just remember what this city is and what it means to us all, right? It's not Joe Owens coming down here spreading hatred or prejudice or anything like that. In fact, the complete opposite. The love for my city and its people. And that's all of them, Chinese, black, Hindu, whoever. Right, all Scousers, right? So, that's why the Liverpool Echo, Liam Thorpe, that's why the politicians don't want to discuss cultural change, or the Liverpool Echo interview Joe Owens, when at one time they couldn't wait for me to grace the pages of the Liverpool Echo, when it was all negative and bad and destructive and meaningless, whereas now I've got a purpose and a mission, and that's my city, right? I hope I've articulated that as best I could. It's difficult under these circumstances when it's very busy, and also it can be very emotional making these videos, because I understand what is going to happen, because the past 40 plus years I've watched it happen in many other towns and cities where cultural change took those places from its original inhabitants, and that's what's happening now, right? Joe Owens isn't against any refugees coming into our city. I am against cultural change, and that's what's happening. Too many are coming in with different ways, values, standards, cultures, identity, different character. They are changing and replacing ours. And like I've said, do you really believe those at the top of Smithdown Road care about the Beatles or Hillsborough and its legacy? Well, of course not. They don't, right? Of course they don't. And nor will they. And the more our city is culturally changed, then the more things we hold dear and love and are passionate about are going to go, right? We can see that now at the top of Smithdown Road. That's a microcosm of what is happening. I'm going to call time now, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, I hope I articulated this as best I could. It's difficult under these crowded circumstances, and like I've said, talking about our city, it can be emotional, so just bear with me. Okay, thank you.